Okay, two things new. Shelf level, as mentioned in the previous video, and I'm actually dressed this time. If this is your first video, then don't worry. The people who've watched before know what I'm on about. So, um, I had to take down. Well, I didn't have to. It's more strongly advised to take down um, two videos that I made. One last week, one the week before, over an issue that happened between myself and a mob. I said mob. It's a bit of an exaggeration. More like 10 or 15 uh, radical liberals. I mentioned them in a previous video, and seeming as I can't express my grievances in this video, because it would just be a remake of the last two videos, I decided to try and reform and pinpoint what I mean by radical liberal. I feel as if I do this, then you'll be able to notice them more. To say, I'm not saying take action against them. I'm not saying that at all. I'm simply saying, from my perspective, and from I know many other perspectives of people I know, Harry Noble, for example. I know that they also see this. Now, I'm again, I'll say it. I'm not saying go against these people. I'm not saying treat them badly. I'm not saying go out and purge them or, you know, hang them up or anything like this. I'm simply saying this is what I've noticed from the area that I'm in, my environment that I go to. If the same situation is similar in your area, just say. And it would be a real help, actually. In terms of mainstream media, news channels, etc., excuse me, it's seen quite a lot. You do see radical liberals completely try and just, well, they try, but they make a muppeteer of themselves, and this is what we're going to dive into today. So first off, you're going to need to know what I mean by radical liberal. Radical liberal, I said millennial last time. That was more of just a quick, broad generalization before I ended the video. Radical liberal, in terms of what I mean properly, is someone who has no clear political agenda in terms of economics. Bear in mind, when I talk about this, I'm referring to the political compass mentioned way back. So in terms of authoritarian, libertarian, right and left on the economic scale. So in terms of these radical liberals, they can't be clearly put in a place. The thing that annoys me the most, I think I tried getting it across on a video, is the confusion between what I deem a radical liberal and the left. I strongly believe that these radical liberals cannot be labelled neither left nor right, because mainly using the political compass is an economic scale. Secondly, because they actually antagonise. They don't represent anyone from the left or the right that I know of. I myself on the left, I can tell you full well right now that they do not represent any of the ideas that either myself or my leftist party stand for. Now, a radical liberal, as we've just established, has no clear political agenda, meaning that they will stick up for anyone and everyone at a time of their choosing. So it's a very emotionalistic based point of view that they have of the world, and this is very, very clear when you if you meet one in person, which I'm sure you have. You will notice that if you dive into the political side of things, their arguments are fully emotionally based, emotionally justified. They justify it in their heads via feeling. They don't use proper statistics or reason, and that's very annoying. And people assume that the left are just emotional and unreasonable, which they're not. They are actual sensible people. Well, I think I'm sensible, but you know what I mean. They're neither representative of left or right, and they're purely emotional. So how can we see one of these in the wild, so to speak? So for instance, I'll give you a quick scenario. I don't know, just Brexit. Brexit is a hot topic at the moment. Okay, I mean everybody's talking about it. Everybody's sick of it. So let's go at it rather. So say I'm advocating for leaving Brexit. I'll say that again. I'm advocating for leaving the EU. So I don't know. I might advertise it somehow by some form of means. Maybe A4 paper. I don't know, or online or something. Even the point is, I'm advocating for leaving the EU. So I dish out whatever it is that I am advertising through my means of advertising, and it says on it, leave the EU. This is why and this is how. And then a radical liberal response would be, "Oh no, hang on. I don't agree with what you're saying there. Actually, yes, no, you're not allowed to say that. Actually, of course, you upon hearing this would go fuck off. But the radical liberal takes it too far, and will actually get you suppressed, your voice oppressed, and you will not be able to say that point of view anymore. Or at least that's what they try to do. Now, I'm not advocating for Tommy Robinson, but you can sort of see where I'm going with this. It's sort of caught on, and people like Tommy Robinson, who are far right. He's really far right. He's got an opinion. If you don't want to listen to that opinion, don't listen to it. If you want to battle it, then battle it by reasonable, argumentative means. Have a debate. Don't simply just try and shut them down. Try and get them arrested. Try and get their Twitter blocked or whatever. That is the kind of radical liberal response that I'm on about. These people act out of emotion, not reason, by debate or through conversation or by ignoring it, which would be the sensible option. No, they go that one step further, act on emotion because it doesn't agree with them, because it offends them due to some sort of fantasy offence that has now grown in the 21st century. It really baffles and worries me. But their response is emotional. They will do anything they can to get an opinion suppressed. Likewise, what I find quite funny is if I were to advertise through no particular means at all my advocation of leaving the EU, the radical liberal, you tell you what, if it was remain in the EU, if I was advocating for remain in the EU, the radical liberal, same one, would do this. "Oh yeah, so can we remain in the EU? Oh no, I don't agree with your opinion. We should have left." See what I mean? They do not know where they stand. The black is white to them, and that I hope has summed up what a radical liberal is. Not very clear. It's more of a rant that I've just done, but radical liberal is emotional, unreasonable, no clear political agenda, so neither left nor right, and someone who is so oppressionate to a ridiculous extent that if you say anything out that they don't agree with, that they are going to take action against you. It's highly oppressionate. I don't know why the term radical liberal is used, because it's anything but liberal. Radical is certainly a word, but yeah, I hope that summed up sort of my idea, my interpretation of what a radical liberal is. So yeah, thank you.